Hi, everyone. I'm Katrina Potter. Happy Wellness Wednesday. Today, we're going to talk about essential oils and routines that we can implement for our children's emotional and physical development. On Monday, Mindset Monday, I talked about different communication styles that we can implement to support our children's emotional development and more things that we can do within our understanding of mindset. So if you didn't check out Mindset Monday, you can go back, check that video out, and hear some of those tools that I shared. For today, I wanted to share more tangible things that we can do to support our children and their overall well-being. And as many of you already know, I'm a huge advocate for doTERRA essential oils and weaving in the lifestyle that comes along with doTERRA. So very holistic minded in my beliefs, and really enjoy weaving in those natural supports for our children. I have, at the time that this is recorded, I have a 3-year-old and an almost 6-year-old, and we've been using essential oils and the holistic mindset in our upbringing of our children since before I was even pregnant for them. And so it's been a nice way to support pregnancy, support labor and delivery, support those newborn years and going right on through. So I wanted to share today some of the things that doTERRA offers that I enjoy weaving in the most when it comes to our children, and kind of go through what that looks like. So the first thing, before we even dive into looking at the essential oils that we use the most often, is looking at the foundation of health. And I think that when we're adding in essential oils, they are wonderful. And like I said, I am a huge advocate of adding in essential oils. They are wonderful. And if our children or us are depleted in those key nutrients and vitamins, the oils are only going to do so much. So I think it's really important for us and our children to be taking some sort of a supplement to support those vitamin and nutrient levels. So what doTERRA offers, there are multivitamins. They're called A to Z whole food vitamins, which is really important. One of the things that I learned along this my own health and wellness journey is that typically the vitamins that we can get over the counter are synthetic derived. And when a synthetic goes into our body doesn't really know what to do with it. And so it doesn't end up absorbing those vitamins and nutrients. So it's really important to look for a multivitamin that is whole food derived. And that just means that it's from food, from Brussels sprouts and broccoli. So when it goes into our body knows what to do with it. So the A to Z is a great vitamin. Now, there is some really great aspects to that. It's also a methylated source. And so if you're needing that for your child, if you're looking at maybe some of those like the MTHFR or whatever, you're possibly looking at having things already methylated. That is the case with the A to Z. So that's interesting and wonderful if you are in that category and group of people. The next thing is the IQ Mega. And oftentimes, I know when I was having a lot of conversations with parents when I was working as a speech pathologist, we were talking a lot about brain development and how important it is for an omega to be implemented into the daily routine. And an omega basically is those good fatty they're healthy fats. And with children, what typically happens is they get those other fats that are coming from more processed foods, because that's typically where they're more drawn to, and not getting a lot of that avocado and flaxseed and those types of things. So IQ Mega is those healthy fats. The flavor, it's a liquid, and the flavoring is wild orange. My suggestion is to mix it in with some orange juice. I think it changes up the flavor a little bit, or mix it in with something else rather than taking it straight. And if your children will take it straight, good job. So that is the IQ Mega. So A to Z and IQ Mega are the children's vitamins. And then the other thing that they have is a children's probiotic. It's called PB Assist Junior, and it is a great way to get those healthy bacteria going in the digestive system. Why do we need a probiotic? Well, if you think about any food that comes in a package, it has a shelf life. It's shelf stable. And how do they create that stability in the shelf? It has some sort of a preservative. Well, what is a preservative doing? Ultimately, the preservative is acting as an antibiotic on for the food, so that bacteria and things can't grow on that food. Well, when we're consuming that, what's happening to our body? We're consuming an antibiotic essentially. And so if we're looking at what that's doing, well, we want to have this healthy bacteria in our gut. And when we are depleting that through the foods that we're eating, then that healthy bacteria that's responsible for fighting off things within our environment isn't getting what it needs to be in its thriving mode. And so a probiotic is a great way to support that microbiome. So the PB Assist Junior, I actually keep a box right here by my desk. This is my own personal stash. My kids have their own, but I think it's great when I have a little sweet tooth. It's just a little sachet, and they're my favorite. So those are the PB Assist Junior, and they can take that daily as their probiotic. So that's great for just overall microbiome, but also if there's any type of digestive issues going on or anything skin related, that can help out with that as well. So those are the supplements that we focus on in our home to be taking on a daily basis. The other things that, as they're getting a little bit older, my older daughter, more so as she's around that 6 age, but she will take the On Guard Plus soft gels or the On Guard beadlets and can swallow those right down. So that's another, if your child is able to swallow some pills, some things that they could do to support their immune system additionally would be like the On Guard beadlets. It's just a little quarter drop of On Guard, which is the immune boosting blend, and then they can take that internally. And then the On Guard soft gels are more so if there's something that she's fighting off, taking that internally as well. So there's different options with that. Now, that's the foundation. Those are the supplements of things. We also really like the plant-based protein. I use that for just in their drink sometimes, just to get that extra protein, but then also making ice cream. Like instead of we sometimes eat ice cream. I'm not saying that we don't eat ice cream, but for ice cream type treat, if you take half of a frozen banana, some frozen avocado, I just get it at Aldi's if you have one of those near you in the freezer section, frozen avocados. And then you can eat between the frozen banana and the frozen avocado, it makes that creamy texture. You could add in almond milk, coconut milk, like from the canned coconut milk, makes it even creamier. And then you could add in frozen blueberries or whatever you want to add in. But the vanilla protein powder blended in with that makes it taste delicious. Sometimes we'll put in a scoop of nut butter of some sort, peanut butter, almond butter, whatever, to add a different flavor, or some chocolate chips or whatever you want to add in, blueberries, strawberries, all that jazz. But that's just a nice way to get that clean. It's a very clean plant-based vanilla protein. So get the benefits from that. And then as far as essential oil routines, so they make a kids collection, which has a tamer, which is a belly blend. So you can put that right on if you have, that's safe for babies. So if you have a baby that's got some belly stuff going on, what I will say, and this isn't specific to babies in this workshop, but I am a huge advocate for if there's a baby that has digestive system things going on, take a look to see if there's possibly a tongue or a lip tie that can significantly impact their ability to suckle and gain their, whatever the bottle or breastfed. But if they have a tongue and a lip tie, they end up sucking in more air and then get the belly upset. So just putting that little plug in, but then also tamer is good for any type of belly thing going on. Stronger is another a part of the kids collection, and that is similar to our version of, so Tamer, similar to Digest Zen. Stronger, similar to the On Guard blend for adults, and you can use On Guard on children. It just needs to be diluted, but the Stronger roller is all ready to go with kids. And so that would be one that you could either apply on the feet, or you can apply along the spine before they go off to school or daycare or wherever they're headed, just to support that. Another one is Rescuer. That's in the kids collection, and that is specific for pain and maybe growing pains, things like that. I like it during those times of teething on the jawline, mixed with Calmer, which will be the next one that I'll talk about. That's a calming blend, great for helping, like applying before sleep, or just if there's stress or anxiousness associated with going to school or daycare, you can apply that one as well, along with Steady, which is one like a grounding blend. So Calmer, similar to Lavender or Serenity that you're maybe already familiar with, and then Steady, similar to Balance. So applying both of those is a great way to support that. There's also Thinker, which is a focus blend similar to In Tune, that helps with that mental focus and clarity, as well as those IQ Megas. Remember, we were talking about those in the beginning, the Omegas, that's going to help with brain support as well. And then, which ones am I forgetting about? Stronger. I think that's it for the kids collection. If there's another one, you can just go on the doTERRA website and check out the kids collection. The other thing, Brave is the other one that I forgot about, and that's a courage blend. So if there's a lot of feeling anxious about putting themselves out there or doing things, that's just one to support that feeling of courage. So those are the kids collections. If you get the full collection, it comes with little flashcards, which are fun for kids, and a case, but you can also get them singularly. You can also make your own roller bottles. And so what I've been holding this whole time in my hand is an empty roller bottle. And this is super convenient when it comes to using oils for your kids, because you can fill up a roller bottle. And with kids, I try to keep it around, my nose is itching. Keep it around 5 to 10 drops. So the aspect there is when you're putting 5 to 10 drops in, then you're going to put the rest with fractionated coconut oil, and that just keeps it diluted. And so there's not that skin sensitivity that comes along with those more intense oils. Now, what oils can you put in? Whatever you want. DDR Prime is a great one. Frankincense is a great one just for overall brain support and immune support. So that's a good one that you could add in. You could you could also add in the Symphony of the Cells oils to support the immune system. So I have it pulled up right here: frankincense, oregano, thyme, On Guard, Aroma Touch, lemongrass, tea tree, Melissa or arborvitae, and peppermint. So you could put those in. That's just an overall immune support oil. But add in whatever, and just total the drops to about 5 to 10. So if you're putting in one oil, you can do 5 to 10 drops of that one oil. If you're putting in multiple, maybe just a couple drops, fill it the rest of the way with fractionated coconut oil, and then it's ready to go. And with kids, you can have that right on the go, and then they can be more independent and apply the oils without you having to worry about that skin sensitivity. So roller bottles are another handy tool. The Symphony of the Cells protocols are wonderful. If you're not yet familiar, you can go right on symphonyofthecells.com and check that out. That's a booklet that gives you different protocols for different things. So if your child is struggling with more immune stuff, there's protocols for, it's a layering technique. So it's something you would do every 3 days, but there's protocols for overall immune support. There's also protocols for digestive support and emotional and sensory. So if there's something going on there along the line, so check that out. It's great. We use that pretty frequently. The other thing that is great is for sensory, while I was thinking about that, is one thing that I want to share. If your child is more on that hyperactive, know that lavender may not be the most supportive calming oil. Sometimes when we have that hyperactivity, lavender actually has that polar reversal effect and can be more of a stimulant. And so if your child is in that hyperactive part, what I would suggest in there is instead using vetiver or serenity or cedarwood, something for in that realm for calming, and that would really help with gaining that calming. So vetiver is a really good one when you're trying to go deviate away from lavender. Try out the vetiver. And you can put that in the diffuser along their spine. Just mix it with a little fractionated coconut oil if you're using it on younger ones with more sensitive skin. So we have diffusing, we have Symphony of the Cells, we have the vitamins, we've talked about all of that. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I wanted to go over today. I think that was it as far as kids go. There are, oh, the other thing that I was going to say, there's also the touch line. So On Guard Touch or any of the oregano touch. Those are great because they're already diluted. And so you can apply them along the spine or the bottoms of the feet, and you don't have to think about, adding extra fractionated coconut oil. The other thing with that is keep in mind that water and oil don't mix. So if you do accidentally get some sensitivity going on, note that if you were to put the child in the bathtub after you put the oils on and try to rinse them off, that's going to only heighten the intensity. Instead, you want to use fractionated coconut oil and dilute that oil. So just add more fractionated coconut oil. The other thing with that is you can also, you also want to keep in mind that if you are putting the oil on right after bath time, their pores are super open, and so it's going to be more intense in that regard as well. So a couple of things just to remember as far as the safety aspect goes. But other than that, the oils are a wonderful tool. There's diffuser jewelry that you can get for kids, so you can send them to school with the oils that they like. There are there's a chart. I should have shared this on Monday, but you can make like a little chart that the kids can go to, like pictures, so that they know, okay, this is what I'm feeling, this is what oil would work best for me, and so they can be a little bit more independent. I've seen that on floating around on Pinterest, which is a cool little hack. There's also, if you go on doTERRA's website, they have doTERRA Science for kids, and there's little science experiments that you can do to get your kids involved in and deepening their understanding of essential oils. There's also recipes for aromatherapy Play-Doh and bubbles and all sorts of fun stuff. So you can check that out in the doTERRA blog as well. If you have additional questions, feel free to reach out. My email is katrina@yourlifefuel.com. You can also connect with me on Instagram @yourlifefuel. And my website is www.yourlifefuel.com if you want to check that out as well. But I think that's it for today. Happy Wellness Wednesday, and I'll see you on Monday.